Hi everybody, my name is Mikołaj, or Kola if you want. This is just an ordinary reaction for The Witcher 4 gameplay. So let's find out.
This is a
Okay.
technological showcase set in the world of The Witcher 4. What you just saw and are going to see now
Nice.
is running on standard PlayStation 5 at 60 FPS with ray
This
tracing.
is PlayStation 5.
So in
Wow.
the game, you'll be playing as Ciri, a professional monster
Ooh.
slayer, a witcher.
See the
Restores
sun,
world and hunts down monsters for quality.
lightness,
The
light.
region
It's
we are
great.
in is called Kovir, and you'll get to explore it in a game. Right now, Ciri is investigating a monster, and after gathering new clues, she is heading back to a nearby village.
Ooh, I'm already excited.
All right, everyone, meet Kelpie.
Let weeds be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt had Roach, Ciri has her own loyal companion.
Okay.
We return to town.
With the roach. Płotka in
These two
Poland.
characters need to feel like one. Since you're gonna explore the world on horseback, riding needs to feel seamless, natural, and just fun.
Yeah, and to support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal. So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized when mounting from any angle and speed.
Okay.
And we also support root motion movement on Kelpie, so controlling her feels realistic and grounded.
This is
And
PS5,
also
right?
some really nice improvements to our
Not bad.
Chaos Flesh Solver.
Not
There's
bad.
machine-learned deformations, so you've got realistic muscles moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance.
Whoa! No way! Oh shit!
So let's leave Ciri behind for a second and talk about the world itself.
Okay.
So much of the Witcher world is natural, organic, especially Kovir with its dense forest and wild nature.
Yeah, and wild nature is hard. And with nanite geometry,
True,
we've freed
true.
artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do in Unreal has that same spirit of freedom. There's always more work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce nanite foliage.
Whoa.
And in order to achieve gorgeous
Okay.
foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that a new idea
Oh,
is
burr.
needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take
Wow,
a nanite
wind
approach to
and
foliage,
trees looks
modeling
awesome.
every single leaf and pine needle.
Whoa!
And the old LOD tricks of the past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed.
Oh
without
shit!
compromise.
This is
And no compromise
This is gonna
means
be
how ambitious we are
amazing.
when it comes to bringing our
I hope
vision
so.
live with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world.
Please,
We
CD
can now
Projekt
bring
Red,
in more content,
don't do
more
mistakes
quickly
like
to
with the
smoothest possible experience.
Cyberpunk.
Fly down to catch up with Ciri.
Patatai, 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 patatai.
Welcome to Valgrest. So Valgrest is a port town, a hub for fishing, trade, and mining.
Oh,
It's one of those places where you can meet shady characters or overhear gossip from other lands. It's also where Ciri took on her current
whoa!
High-tech. Let's leave Kelpie here and explore the marketplace and food. I'm so excited we can finally show you some of this stuff. Let's see what Valgrest has to offer.
Mother. Wow. Whoa! Whoa! Shit!
Character actions directly affect what happens to you. Sometimes even setting off chain reactions.
Whoa! Oh shit! This is gonna. Oh, I'm gonna play this game.
Look at this poor gentleman being taught how to fly by an angry innkeeper. That's
Oh.
what happens when you cheat at Gwent.
Poor bastard. Dwarves. Yeah, those dwarves, right?
Okay, so this is the guy who gave the series Quest his own. Like you probably suspect, he has his own agenda in all of this.
You're off your tits again, Wilfred. Get your ass up.
A typical day's toil.
Who in? With Churres. One using my wagons. No eternity is taking that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, I found not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise to you. No. Kabir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush, shush, shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart and devoured your men? Quite the opposite.
Manticore. No, them winged hellspawn dwell in the arse end of trade. Not here.
While Ciri decides what to do about that merchant, let's take a look at the character technology that powers this marketplace.
Okay.
Why don't we listen in on these fishmongers? They're selling their wares, chatting up customers.
Morning, catch this is. Won't find none fresher.
Reckon me lady's after one of those.
Get this clean and got it for you. You mind, dearest? Into seeing something more. Got mackerel cod, all Brexit's finest.
And there is tons of tech at play here, even in a simple market stall. Metahuman tools, improved Unreal smart objects, chaos cloth, and more.
Yeah, and all of this exists to make sure that the gap in quality between Ciri and NPCs is as small as possible.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about fidelity, right, but also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But
I see right now a lot of people who gonna just standing there and watch what those NPCs gonna do, just waiting and just observe everything. I hope it's not just like ordinary commercial to buy like with the Cyberpunk, but let's hope so. This all stuff they talking about here is true, right?
the prisoner in pillory isn't exciting enough for Valgress. Let's grab everyone's attention with a circus. But the great performance deserves a huge crowd though. Let's crank it up.
So you are seeing tons of optimizations here to many of Unreal systems, including an entirely new Unreal animation framework, allowing us to fit easily in our 60 FPS budget, not just in rendering, but also with room to spare on the game thread. Over 300 animation.
I'm just wondering when Ciri goes in front of the guy with the box and just, smash each other. When you're gonna run on some kind of people, what then gonna happen, right? This is gonna be fun.
Skeletal mesh agents all going about their business. And the whole point is to leave breathing room for developers
Dancing.
like you to introduce the gameplay and the systems that your players expect, empowering you to make your worlds come to life without Unreal standing in your way.
You are right. That's the open world RPG that we're making. But before we wrap up, how about one final check-in with Ciri? We are making this game to be the most immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game ever. And we are
Half of the
making
movie.
this a reality thanks to our work on Unreal, with the team at
Okay, show me battle. Show me some fight.
What we're doing together is going to bring in a new generation of
Sorry.
open world RPGs, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished so far.
We are
Oh,
too.
some magic blood.
So we're almost done, but before we go, here's a small gift.
Patatai,
for all
patatai,
Witcher fans.
patatai, patatai.
A first look at Lanexet.
Ooh.
Onward, Kelby. Do what?
Thanks, guys. Seriously, it looks amazing. And we've also barely
Duh.
scratched the surface of what's coming in Unreal 5.6.
Fight,
So,
fight,
we
fight,
can
fight, fight.
tell you even more. Thank you very much.
I wanna
Thank you so much.
see fight.
Hey everyone, great to be here in Orlando. I spent a lot of time on this demo, so I'm happy to be the one to talk about what went into the 5.6 release. An open world like that was just the perfect content to focus on our main goal for the release, which was performance. We want the engine to scale to large and rich world. We want to preserve graphics quality. And of course, we want to deliver high frame rates that you and your players expect. So let's check it out, starting with rendering. If you all remember, when we released Nanite with UE5, it supported static geometry. Last year, we brought skinning to Nanite. And now, we're working on Nanite foliage. The only way to have a forest that looks as good as this one is to use 3D geometry for
Okay,
all
I'm
our
not for this game for
Just like we did
fucking
with
watching forest. I wanna kill, smash,
It is
destroy,
crazy
burn,
to find geometry. So we have
igni
to
and
think
shit.
how the trees are
I'm
created.
burning those fucking trees to the ground
To create them, we developed
and cut them
at them.
with those nanites.
These 28 little
That's what I
parts
wanna do
are all
in this
that
game.
we use to build all the spruces from the forest.
Kill.
Spend thousands of times and use like building blocks to assemble trees in different ways.
Okay.
And as
That's
you
cool.
probably
That's
noticed
cool.
with the wind effect, they even support skeletal animation, which runs on the GPU.
Okay.
Thanks to assembly, we greatly reduce the storage, the runtime memory, and the rendering cost. Then, to display an entire forest, the challenge was to preserve fidelity and performance from any distance. Let's check up close the level of detail we're talking about here.
Jesus, they're like a fucking botanist. This is just some kind of trees. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a
But the
shit.
triangle
Okay, it's look
consistency
cool.
is not the most
Show me how
efficient when
you're
farming.
fighting in this game. Show me fight.
And that's why
How do you
we
can
made an
cut
universal
legs,
representation.
arms,
But in
head,
You'll never
and shit
see
like
a
that.
photo this close, since
How the
when
bodies
you turn the
react.
camera back,
How
you'll
they
very
fall.
quickly
Not fucking
know
trees.
foliage is almost done. We are moving it to the main line
It's
as
okay, it's look great, but
and it will be
I'm not gonna
available
play
to
just to
everyone in
watch
2007.
forest. If I wanna watch
Another
forest, I
thing I'd
will
like to share
go
is that ray tracing
to the
can
forest.
now run more than twice as fast with no visual trade-off compared to when UE5 was released. And because of that, we can now hit 60 FPS on consoles. And finally, we rewrote the rendering pipeline to run asynchronously so you can increase the richness of your scenes even more. Now let's talk about chaos physics.
Okay, yeah.
Chaos plot, we improve our plot-to-plot constraint solution. This removes a lot of collision evaluation when garments are piling up and interacting with each other. Even for complex setup like Series Cape, we hit a sub-millisecond budget on PS5. With Chaos Flash, we introduce procedural muscle activation to make deformation and motion more natural. Your artist will still have control over tetroid
Damn.
simulation and train ML models that run fast in real time. We now support the baking of fluid surface data into lightweight assets to be played back at low cost. This is going to give you high fidelity water without the performance cost of real-time fluid simulation. For animation, we work on both performance and fidelity. Here, you can see how Siri and Kelpie match up in their interaction.
Copy.
Well, that works no matter the angle of approach. That's our mode's character motion matching solution. We also added motion matching in Sequencer to build stitch tracks. With them, you can seamlessly transition from gameplay to cinematic.
Whoa, nice.
We now have a secondary layer of animation driven by physics in Control Rig. We used it in Kelpie's rig to drive the mane, the tail, and the saddleback. And now, I'm happy to announce that all these features are already integrated into our new
You've
Unreal
got 2
Animation
minutes to show me
framework,
fight.
which
Blood.
we are releasing as experimental in 5.6. We built it with performance first in mind. Animation evaluation on our running in parallel of the game thread, which was our bottleneck. And for the other character systems that are just as costly, like movement, avoidance, state tree behaviors, we also move them to worker threads. This is really going to help you create scenes that are crowded and lively. Streaming has always been a big deal regarding performance. And the 3 biggest improvements we made are physics state creation, which now runs async, improve runtime PCG for ground scatter on GPU, and a new FastGeo plugin to stream static geometry. And just to take a different example, in situ sample, the streaming time was cut down by 90% while moving at high speed. We focus on a lot of areas for performance in 5.6, and mobile is no exception. We work on better defaults and scalability settings for mobile and minimize the default package size. We also improve our workflows with a UI refactor of the viewport toolbar and content browser, an on-device iteration workflow, and a mobile preview solution. So there you go. Unreal Engine 5.6 is all about performance, and it's available today.
Okay, so maybe cinematic. The take demo cinematic is the same. Let's find out. Of course, commercials. No, it's not.
Sleepers, eh? The plowing plonker.
Commercials.
Me pearlies on this blasted pit-ridden tract. Where's veered on dry road? Oi, the devil's out there! This running from!
Oh shit! Oh, poor bastard. Your days are numbered now. And Siri. You ugly mother. Oh, I get it. Money.
Salt. Almost had me fooled, Fruin.
Okay, it was nice, I think. So for me, I'm waiting, of course, for Witcher 4. Witcher 3 was one of my best games, so what to do? Just wait. Let's hope CD Projekt Red will not do the same mistakes with Witcher 3 that he done with Cyberpunk, and we're gonna have to just wait and we will see. See ya, guys.